Annyeonghaseyo and welcome ninth graders to our next lesson for weather and climate. Before we get started, I wanted to touch briefly upon our last lesson. We talked about a lot of things our last lesson. We talked about the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt. We talked about gyres, which are these sort of circular, sort of slow-moving terminal points or ending points for many of these ocean currents. We talked about a gyre specifically called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a place twice the size of Texas filled with tons and tons of plastic garbage. We talked about what happens to that plastic garbage. It photodegrades, it becomes microplastics, and it eventually finds its way everywhere, from the highest mountaintops to the deepest oceans. Even underground water sources have microplastic. Microplastic is everywhere. So anyways, your assignment was to write a paragraph tracing the path of a plastic bag from a store or a supermarket into someone's body. So like in between there, it probably goes into a river, into an ocean, into a gyre, into the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, photodegrades, gets eaten by fish, which get so on and so forth until it finds its way inside someone's body. So that's what I want you to do. Please remember this paragraph is going to be worth a test score. So take your time, do your best on it. It doesn't have to be a literary masterpiece. It doesn't have to be a book. I just want you to write a paragraph, 5 to 8 sentences. If you have any questions, please hit me up, sjkwok@sejongacademy.org, or you can always come visit me during office hours every day from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Okay, let's jump into our topic today, which is not going to be the ocean conveyor belt. It's just going to be sea breeze and land breeze. Today's lesson is going to be one of our shortest lessons, so hopefully easy to understand, not too complicated, not too difficult, not going to take up too much of your time. So I'll stop talking and we'll move on to our entrance task. Entrance task today is a real simple question. Look at this picture and tell me that what's going to stay warm longer after the sun goes down, the ocean or the beach? So go ahead, take a moment and hit pause and think about what's going to stay warmer longer. When you're ready, please hit play and get started with our lesson again. Okay, our objectives for today, content objectives. I understand how differential heating causes land and sea breezes. Language objective, I can explain why land or sea breezes happen. And that's it. It's real simple. No keywords, land breeze, sea breeze. Differential heating, you know this stuff. So let's go ahead and look at our entrance task one more time. And let's just talk about what you're thinking. Okay, and when I thought about this question at first, I was thinking, you know what? I think the sand is going to hold heat for a longer time, right? If I really heat up a lot of sand until it's super hot and I heat up water until it's super hot, that sand is going to stay hot longer, right? Wrong. And it's because of differential heating. And you know, while it's true, if I heated sand and water up to the same temperature, maybe that sand would hold on to heat longer. But I'm not even sure that's true. But the fact of the matter is that sand and that water never kind of get up to the same temperature, and there are different things happening here. First of all, the land is opaque, right? So it doesn't, it kind of reflects light. Water is translucent, okay? Light goes in, and whereas with the land, you get the top layer of land that gets heated up. With sunlight, it goes into the water and heats up much more water than just the surface of the water. And then here in this image, we can see what's going on. We can see the top layer of water is getting hot, and then we have convection happening, right? We've got water circulating, hot water, cold water, changing position. So you're going to get more water that gets heated up as opposed to land. With land, you're not going to have any convection happening at all because it's a solid. And so because we have this differential heating, the ocean definitely gets hot and stays hot longer than the land does. The land gets hot on the surface, but that's pretty much it. So when night comes, the ocean's going to be warmer. And this sort of differential heating is going to cause differences in wind patterns. So let's go ahead and talk about sea breeze and land breeze. If any of you have been to the ocean, you'll notice that there's typically, almost always, some kind of air currents moving either behind you towards the ocean or towards you from the ocean. And these two images kind of explain it all, although it's easy to get a little bit confused. Let's look at this top image. We've got the sunlight shining down, and we've got one arrow pointing towards the ocean and another arrow pointing towards us, right? The red arrow pointing toward the ocean and the blue arrow pointing towards us. So which one is it? Is it sea breeze or land breeze? And the way to figure out this image is just to think, how tall am I? Am I taller than these trees? If you're taller than the trees, then maybe at your ankles you would feel a sea breeze, and at your head you would feel a land breeze. But the fact of the matter is none of us are taller than trees. So the wind current that we're going to be feeling is coming from the sea to us. Okay, so during the daytime we're going to have a sea breeze. Okay, and that cold air from the ocean is going to be moving towards the warm ground. And the reason why the ground is warmer, because it heats up more quickly, right? So it's going to be moving towards the warm ground, and that warm air from the ground is going to rise up and then move out towards the sea. Okay? And at nighttime, we have kind of the opposite thing happening, right? So the ocean is going to be warmer, and the land is going to be cooler. So cool air from the land is going to be moving out towards the ocean. Okay? And so as it moves out towards the ocean, we're going to experience what's called a land breeze. And those two bullet points just basically explain it all. Sea breeze and land breeze. And that's all you need to know for this lesson. This material will be on an assessment for Study Island, so make sure you know it, even though it's a short lesson. You do not have any homework for today, so what I'd like you to do is please continue to work on your writing project. It's due this Friday, May 1st. If you have any questions, as always, please hit me up at sjkwok@sageyoungacademy.org. You can also contact Mr. O at hoh1@sageyoungacademy.org, and then I'm always at my office hours every morning, 9:30 to 10:30. Hit me up then too if you have any questions. Thanks. Peace.